Hi, I'm Kim Fleet. I'm the creator of the Writer's Block Bootcamp. And today I'd like to talk to you about what to do when you feel that your writing is stuck in reverse. What do I mean by stuck in reverse? It goes a bit like this. You've been sending work out for some time now, and you've had a few stories published, you've had a few competition wins, and you've had some of those really nice letters from agents, ones that say things like, well, you're not quite right for me at this time, but you've got talent, so please keep on writing and do send me some of your future work. Great stuff like that. And then one day you suddenly think to yourself, hang on a minute, those nice letters seem to have stopped. Those nice letters that say, congratulations, you've won a competition, or would you like to come into my office to talk about your book? And you think, hang on a minute, why has it all gone quiet? And the longer it goes on being a bit quiet, the more you can start to panic, and the more you can start to think, is this it? Have I completely run out of writing talent? Is this the end of my writing career for me? So if this all sounds familiar, then don't panic, because what we're going to look at today is how you can get yourself back on track again. But first of all, let's just find out whether you are really stuck in reverse. So what you need to do to find out if you're stuck in reverse is actually just have a look at what you've been sending out and how much you've been sending out. Because it's not uncommon for you to have a burst of time when you're sending out lots and lots of work and you get lots and lots of successes. And then, maybe it's Christmas or you've got a sick child or work is just really busy. And actually you don't send out as much work as you think you have. And so inevitably you don't get the same number of successes and acceptances that you've had in the past. But the way to find out if that's actually happened is to get some baseline statistics. The way I do it is I have a spreadsheet where I put down the date, the name of the story, the number of words, where I've sent it to. And if I send it to a competition, I also write down when I should expect to hear about that submission. And I record everything. So I record all the magazine pitches that I make for articles, I record all the stories I send out to magazines, and I record all the stories that I send out to competitions. So if you have a spreadsheet like this, you can look back over it and just see sort of quite objectively how much work have you sent out there. Have you perhaps had a bit of a dip where you haven't sent out as much work as you thought? So if you haven't got a spreadsheet, I really recommend creating one, and you can include in it whatever you want, whatever's going to be helpful for you, but it just gives you some measurement of how much work that you're sending out. The other thing that I do is I create a little index card for every story that I send out, and this is my set of index cards. And each story has its own index card where I record on it the name of the story, the word count, and where it's gone out to. So you can see this one has been out to quite a few competitions, and I've sent it to some pretty big competitions. So I'm not terribly surprised that it hasn't hit yet, but I have every confidence. And when stories are published, I shove them at the back of the index box and see, just jot down where they've gone to and if I've got any money for them, which is always nice. So by keeping an index card, it means that I can look through and see which stories are out in circulation at any one time. And the key thing to getting yourself out of reverse gear is increasing your number of submissions. So if you've had a look at your spreadsheet and thought, yeah, actually I haven't sent out as much work as I normally would do, then start sending work out. Obviously send it when it's ready, not before it's not if it's half cooked or something. And start to build some momentum, because writing, it's annoying to say, it can often be a numbers game. So the more you send work out, the more likely you are to get a publication. And build momentum into this by not just sending the work out, but by thinking, if it doesn't hit in that competition, I'm going to send it to this literary journal or to the next competition coming up. So for each story, have a sort of a penciled list of other places that you can send it if it doesn't hit in the first one. And if a story comes back, or if the competition winners are published in your name tragically isn't on the list, then take out that story, have a read through, rework it if it needs it, and send it back out. And the way to create momentum is to set yourself a goal of rewriting any rejected stories and getting them sent back out again within a week if you can. And that means that the story isn't kind of sitting around on your hard drive or in the bottom drawer, not doing anything for you. It's actually out there in the world, because it's only when it's out there in the world that somebody can say, yeah, I love it, I want to publish it. The more that you can increase the number of stories or submissions or approaches to agents that you have out there in the world, the less likely it is that you'll be struck down by rejection. And by struck down, I mean that feeling that when you get a rejection letter that you just don't want to write anymore, you don't want to send out any more work because you're just too hurt by this one rejection. If you've got 10 letters out to agents or 10 stories out there at competitions and one doesn't hit, well, you've still got another 9 chances. And then you're much more likely to rewrite that story and send it out to another competition because you actually feel more hopeful about your writing. So keep on writing, keep on sending out those stories, keep a record of every submission, and if you get a rejection, and note the word if you get a rejection, turn that work around and get it back out there. Best of luck.